Gemini, this is your good steps read for the month of August, and it's Wednesday morning, and I just watched Ozzy's funeral procession, and I cried my eyes out. And I was like, okay, now I got to go do some good steps readings, right? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have a good steps read. We are. We are. We're gonna. Didn't even fix my nails. Trying to go do heavy metal. Got my most metal ring on for good old Aussie there. Okay. Ooh, let's get in the zone. Good stuff. What is the good stuff coming towards Gemini? As you may know, Gemini is my rising sign. Rising sign, you can relate to it. You can definitely go through that playlist, look up your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do say this is for August, but all readings really are timeless. Time and time and energy are fluid, not linear. So let's do this. The good stuff coming to Gemini. What do we have? Poised. Ooh, okay. 48. That's nice. Poised. I immediately heard ready for action, ready for something to happen is what it feels like. Just ready. Ready for anything. I know it says poised, but that actually gives me an emperor feeling because the emperor is wearing armor underneath his robes and things, and so he's ready for action. That's kind of what I'm getting here. You're ready for what's coming. You are ready. You're finally ready. Oh, look at that. Ready for some type of dream to come true. She who dreams, Isra, escape, dreams, and fantasy. Well, right away, I'm feeling the Seven of Cups, but also the Star. So, getting both of those. Nice energy. You're poised. You're ready for this to happen. And I feel like these are very similar energies, that being poised. I don't know. It just feels very similar. All right. What's the good stuff coming to Gemini? Oh, we have one slide out. We got Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. That's King of Swords. Or any kind of energy where they have clarity. Because it could also be, excuse me, the Queen of Swords. Coffee. Doesn't mean coffee, it means I need coffee. I've been crying this morning, okay? Give me a break. But King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, but definitely a King of Swords energy, seeing the big picture. Also, maybe even the High Priestess, because she sees things from a higher perspective. Could also be Hangman energy, depending upon what's going on in your life. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, the good stuff coming to Gemini. What is the good stuff coming to Gemini? And I have my Felix Felicis out here help inspire me for this good stuff's reading. So here we go. Five of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Oh yeah. And the Strength card. Leo energy. Look at that. It makes sense. So the Five of Pentacles is Mercury. It's Taurus energy. The Eight is Sun energy. It's Virgo. And we have Leo. That's more Sun energy. You're moving towards something. A more successful career. Look at this. Sagittarius right on top of that. Yes, indeed. You're transforming something. Now we have the Page of Cups and the Four of Swords. A lot of healing here. Then it makes sense. So this is like an all together kind of energy, but something is transforming in your resources, a massive change, massive. This is that inner energy of being able to change. It's like magic, changing water to wine. So what you're doing here, Gemini, is, sometimes when we're faced with situations that are stressful, are, things that kind of break us down in a way, it allows us to rebuild. And so what I'm feeling here with the Five of Pentacles crossed by Temperance, you are changing your environment on the outside, because this is about your resources, right? The environment around you. You're changing your outside because you're changing your inside, how you feel about things. Instead of feeling abandoned, you feel liberated. Instead of feeling loss, you feel, instead of feeling empty, you feel open to receiving more. You know what I'm saying? It's a it's how you see things. That's why I'm kind of picking up a hanged man energy. It's all about your perspective. You know, she's not going out into the cold. She's going away from it. She's leaving that situation that's not providing sanctuary, you know? And that's what I'm feeling here with this temperance, because temperance is that ability to really change the energy of things. And that's what's happening here for you, Gemini. You're really, it's like, you know, kind of cliche sounding, but when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, because that's what this is. You may have been going through a period of lack, but what that really means is you have space for more, for growth, is what that means. And so I'm feeling a massive transformation in how you see situations that sometimes sound like a no are the best motivators to have you come up with a different way of doing things. If someone tells you no, you get rejection, that sort of thing that we're seeing here. You find another way to get things done. And speaking of Ozzy, when Lollapalooza was around, I don't think they do it anymore, but Sharon wanted to get Ozzy on the tour. They said, no, he's not, what we're looking for, not. And so that rejection turned into, ta-da, Ozfest. Yeah. So sometimes rejection, sometimes feeling, these things that happen, it's for a reason. It really, when we look at it for potential growth and how can we, make this situation better, that's when we experience the Temperance card, the Sagittarius card. Okay? So that's a big deal. Because look what happens when you change your mindset. All that room for growth here, whatever somebody told you no to or whatever didn't work out, it left you open to do something better, to really follow some type of heart's desire here, and to have this sense of wonder about it and putting in the work. This is saying, you know what? This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the best I can at it. I'm going to show up every day and be meticulous and diligent and master this. Anybody who got here had to start somewhere, had to have a dream, because that's what this is. It's kind of a dream. This Isra, this fantasy, this is making the dream come true. This is putting that heart's desire into what you do. That's what you're manifesting. That's what you're working on here. And you're poised, you're ready for this to take flight, to take off. There's a lot of healing going on in this period here. as you are working on this dream, as you are transforming this energy within you, you're nursing your wounds, you're taming the shadow side of you, you're kind of integrating it in and finding peace here with this Four of Swords. There's no more like fighting or turmoil within you. This is a very peaceful, calming energy. It's soft control, right? Soft. So this is really something. There's a lot of peace and calm here in this reading. I'm feeling that. And a lot of patience too with this process. All right, what other good stuff is coming to Gemini? Good stuff coming to Gemini. Oh, okay. Now we have the Devil popping up. Haven't seen that in a while. Popped up a lot, I think, in June, wasn't it? Now we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. All right. And the good stuff coming towards Gemini. We have the Five of Swords. You have the Hermit here, Virgo, and then that's Taurus there. Two of Swords on the Eight of Cups. Okay. That's all about intuition there. So in a good stuffs read, we have the Devil and the Five of Swords. The Devil is a tricky energy, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it could just say there's a Capricorn coming across your path, and you could be taking a risk with a Capricorn for some of you. But what I'm feeling here is this feels like this shadow self, like bad habits, that former way of thinking, lack, maybe depression. This is the not so good things, bad habits, things like that. I feel that you are conquering it, with this Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is also a tricky card. No card in itself is really negative. You know what I'm saying? So the Five of Swords is a victory. It can be a hollow victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. And what we're seeing here, and in some translations, interpretations, is these figures in the background here could represent your past self. So these could be versions of you that you have essentially gotten rid of. These could be parts of your psyche that was harmful to you. This kind of feels like a dark night of the soul. This is not the cards that you would normally come up that would indicate that, but this feels like a battle that you've won over some type of toxicity. I don't know if it's a person that you finally let go of. I don't know if it's a mindset that you have triumphed over, but there's some kind of victory here with this Five of Swords. There is a victory over something that was, and this is Aquarius energy, that just was not good. You have set yourself free from some type of, I want to say bondage, some type of chain, something like that. There's freedom here. There's freedom. Now the Hermit can indicate a dark night. The Hermit has retreated into the mountains to really do some really deep soul searching, and And depending on what he finds in there, it can be a dark night. Seven of Pentacles is analysis. And this feels like a this feels like a spiritual analysis, not just resources, because we have, looking at what you've been spending your time, effort, and energy on, but also I feel like your soul energy, what's been draining you, because this could be some type of anything that steals your time, wastes your energy, things like that. I see that coming to an end, you know, coming to an end with that Five of Swords. This is when that five is actually good, right? And so, because of that, it has opened you up to new things, new energy now is flowing, more positivity is flowing because this is gone. And so there is a hope and a dream and a fantasy. We have that guiding light here. This, this feels like a spirit guide helping you in a way through this period as you analyze, as you're waiting for something to really break loose, you know. You might be getting epiphanies during this time, almost like whisperings. I feel like you are being guided right now, Gemini, to this. You have the Seven and the Eight of Pentacles. So you're definitely thoughtfully working on something and willing to make changes, do things differently. You're open, is what I'm feeling here. And I've felt that through this whole thing, is that you have released and you're open to the good stuff coming in. You've really turned your back and your energy away from the past, things that didn't work, things that didn't serve you. You've released it. There's no point in looking back anymore. You've learned the lesson. We've got the Four of Swords. And now I feel like you really do trust your intuition, because we have this the moon here, and we've got the intuition over here. So I think you are seeing things with that big picture thinking. You're using your intuition to help guide you. And maybe that's what this hermit really is representing, your intuition, your higher self, maybe. That's what I'm feeling here. And when it comes to decision making, you're going to be really trusting your intuition. You're not just going to believe what you see in front of you. You're going to feel it out. Because I think before you trusted what people said and not what they did, which can really get you into some trouble. Trust how people show you they are, not what they promise, that sort of thing. All right, the good stuff coming to Gemini. Good stuff coming to Gemini. You're getting over something, that's for sure. Because we have this energy here, and then the Eight of Cups, and that transformation there with Temperance on the Five of Pentacles. It's a big deal. Four of Swords again. This is bringing you peace. Ace of Swords. They're seeing, because you see the big picture. You get it. You get it. And the Magician. Gemini. There you are. And Virgo. Wow. You see how all these events led up to where you are now. You wouldn't necessarily be where you are now or have your knowledge if you hadn't experienced all that. So you've integrated it into you in a very wise way. Very wise. I think there's going to be some rest coming in for you, because this feels almost like a battle, like an inner battle. But you're definitely winning, because that's what this is. Now we have balance being restored. Two of Wands, and the Three of Cups, and happiness. So you have the Four of Swords twice, and the Four of Swords is rest, relaxation, calm, peacefulness, but it's so much more than that. The Four of Swords is Libra energy, it's Jupiter energy. It's perfect timing, it's divine timing, you know. And it, whatever you're, this right here is huge. These four cards right here, very transformative, letting things go. Because if there is some type of toxic energy from your past, whether it was someone else or whatever is just in your brain living rent free, when you let that go, when you just no longer care about it, you just don't care about it, oh, it's like putting down a weight. You know, it's relaxing, relieving. You've been carrying this burden. It feels like a heavy weight for so long that when you let it down, you're lighter than air, you know. And that brings you this right here, the Four Swords, is bringing you balance in your life. Because that this feels a bit, the Five of Pentacles and the Devil and the Five of Swords feels kind of, it's chaotic, it's imbalance, but you're getting it back. There's balance coming. You have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Wands. So the Ace of Swords, there's that clarity. It's seeing the big picture, but it's also an opportunity. It's ideas. It's a, to me, this is like a connection, like an antenna to the divine. It's knowing your truth and using that truth to choose the right path. The Two of Wands is Aries. It's the Emperor. We don't, it's not depicted here in this picture very good, but it's the young Emperor on top of the tower. The tower, the one that crumbles. And so the Two of Wands is about leaving your comfort zone, because that tower is his home. It's about going out there. It's about living your life. It's about the journey. It's about living your truth and choosing the path that feels right to you. Not about what other people would choose. It's about, this is about your journey, your spiritual journey, because we have wands here. This is about you finding your truth and following it. You know, your dreams, your aspirations. And you're manifesting happiness, celebration. You're manifesting the right people. This is saying that you are in alignment, because the magician is a master of all those aces. In particular, you have that sword here. Your truth is coming in very strongly. And so the Three of Cups is saying that the right people, the right energy, the right circumstances, the right events is lining up for you. That's what's happening right now. You know, the right social circle, the supportive people, the people that have your back. That's what's coming in right now. You know, support. It's coming in. That's what you're manifesting right here. Part of it, you know, and then there will be more to come after that, but that's the big part of it that I feel. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when traveling. Okay, that's for some of you. We have me. I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. Woo! I felt that big time with the Hermit card. Woo, okay. Plane. Okay, some of you might be traveling because it's coming out here. So some of you are about to travel. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full, saying you're going to be protected as you travel here, which is not something I picked up on, but that's for some of you. Ant. Work, achievement, and success. So stay on your path here. You have cat. Why did they put a two-faced friend on here for cat? I love kitties. Um, so this is just beware people who um, say things, but that's not who they are. So this is saying right here, trust your intuition, your instinct about people, not what they show you. Trust how they make you feel. And we have flowers, happiness. That's right there. That's right there. All right, Gemini, this is an interesting good stuff to read. I think a lot of you are going through a major transformation right now. Letting go of things is going to make you so much lighter and more peaceful, and it's going to help you manifest your dreams here. Whatever you're working towards, this heart's desire, it'll manifest faster when this kind of stuff is released. All right, Gemini, there we go. There's your good steps read for August. Yeah. And so please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.